Hello Tamers, today we're gonna have a fun match between Grey Knightsmon and Shadow Seraphimon from EX4. Shadow Seraphi has the first move. Security setup. Digimon standby, let's open the digital gates. Hatching, Viximon. Evolves into Renamon. Then, for 2 cost, into Yokomon. Turnover, hatching, Wanyamon. Since they have blue in the raising area, for 5 cost they launch Blazing Memory Boost, revealing the 6 cards from the top of their deck. They search out 2 blue flares, Gaussmon and Metal Greymon, while playing Kiriha and Nene, because this card/Tamer is also treated as Kiriha Aonuma /Nene Amano. Turnover, Yokomon moves out. First, for 3 cost they will play Yellow Memory Boost. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But unfortunately, there are no applicable search targets. But with Viximon's Inheritable, 1 draw, and with Renamon's, they gain 1 memory. Finally, for 3 cost, they drop Cody and Turnover. Of course, Wanyamon will evolve into Gaussmon. Then with the delay effect of Blazing Memory Boost, they go up to 4 memory. And for 5, here comes the second Blazing Blue Flare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, the search targets are quite obvious. They add both blue Greymons to the hand and play BT10 Memory Setter Kiriha Aonuma. Turnover, hatching, Viximon. At the start of the main phase, since they have a yellow Digimon in play, Cody gives 1 memory, and Viximon evolves into another Rena. Now with the delay effect of Yellow Memory Boost, they gain 2 memory, and for 4 cost, the data from Cody's D3 Digivice will allow Yokomon to evolve into Shakomon. On Evolve, if you have 5 or fewer security, recovery +1 from the deck. And now, for 3 cost. Although TK is not currently present on the field or even in this deck, Cody will channel his bond with his friend to infuse Shakomon with the power of hope, evolving it into the Seraph of the 3 Great Angels, Seraphimon. 1 draw, and on Evolve, unconditional, recovery +1 from the deck, putting them at 7 and Turnover. Gaussmon moves out, and at the start of the main phase with Kiriha and Nene, if there are 2 or more Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. Gaussmon goes for security. With Wanyamon's Inheritable, 1 draw. Check. But it is not a Digimon, it's an option card, Blade of the True. On security, activate main, draw 1 for every 2 security cards you have. They currently have 6, so that's a total of 3 draw. And since Gaussmon didn't clash with a security Digimon, Kiriha and Nene are unable to use its on-delete. Now for 3 cost. Using a male Birdramon and a blue Greymon from the hand as material, Digicross. Here comes EX4 Blue Metal Greymon. On play, it gains Rush for the turn, then if Digicrossing, choose 2 evolution cards under one of your opponent's Digimon and trash them. So it will get rid of Shakomon and Yokomon. And with its Rush, it goes for security. With EX4 Greymon's Inheritable on attack, 1 draw, and with male Birdramons, it is jamming. Check. But it is another card with a security effect, Blue Cordramon. It is now played for free at the end of the battle, and on play, 2 draw. So they've literally just drawn 5 cards from their security this turn. Now once again triggering the delay effect of Blazing Memory Boost, they go up to 3 memory, and for 4, they drop EX4 Grey. On play, the top 3 cards of the deck are searched for 1 Kiriha and 1 blue or black card with a Digicross requirements. 1, 2, and 3. Well, there's a Kiriha, and there's Dark Knights. The remaining male Birdra is trashed and Turnover. Renamon moves out. Cody gives 1 memory. Now first, Renamon will go for security on its 2k DP. Check. It's only 1k on Gaussmon, so the level 3 survives. Now Cordramon will attack as well on 5k. Check. But it's only 4k on the BT10 Blue Greymon, so it survives as well. And now it's Seraphimon's turn to go for security. It has this effect from BT1. During your turn, while you have 3 or more security, this Digimon gains security attack +1. So that's 2 checks on 10k. First, another Gauss. Second, male Birdra, trashed as well. Now, for 1 cost, Seraphi will play the option card, Tactical Retreat. On main, place one of your Digimon on top of your security face down, trashing all of its evolution cards. They are going to return the Cordramon that has already gotten value from attacking. And now, for 1 cost. Corrupted by the power of darkness, the Holy Seraph will transform into an alternative being, evolving into Shadow Seraphimon. 1 draw. Finally, for 4 cost, Kari is played and Turnover. Active, draw, hatching, Wanyamon, Kiriha and Nene plus 1 member. Now, the combined forces of Blue Flare and Twilight have to be careful about how they engage this opponent. Because Shadow Seraphimon has this effect. During the opponent's turn, when a card is removed from your security, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. So they are going to start with their only Digimon that can be de-digivolved. Metal Greymon goes for security. With Greymon's inheritable, 1 draw. Check? Well, they know what it is. Blue Cordramon. But before the security battle, since Shadow Seraphimon's security has been reduced, Shadow Seraphimon will de-digivolve Metal Greymon down into Greymon. So now it's this Greymon fighting this Cordramon during the security battle. But even though Greymon has less DP, it has jamming from Male Birdramon's inheritable, and it survives. At the end of the battle, Blue Cordramon is played and 2 draw. Now Gaussmon goes for security, 1 draw off of Wanyamon. Check, it's a Shakomon, but once again, before the security battle, Shadow Seraphi triggers, de-digivolving Greymon down into Male Birdra. Now Gaussmon is defeated by Shakomon in the security battle, triggering its on-delete, allowing Kiriha and Nene to play BT10 Greymon Suspend. On-play search, 1, 2, 3, and 4, they grab Metal Greymon and Grey Knightsmon. Now this EX4 Greymon will go for security as well. Check. It is 6k on Magna Angel. Before the security battle, Shadow Seraphi triggers, but there is nothing it can de-digivolve. Greymon is taken out in the security battle, but on deletes, save. And Wanyamon evolves into Gaussmon. Now, the time has come for Kiriha and Nene to combine their cross-loaders to use their unique Digicross effect. On all turns, when you would play 1 Digimon with Blue Flare or Twilight in its traits and Digicross requirements, by suspending this tamer, you may place 1 card from under your tamers and 1 card from your trash as evolution cards for Digicross. So suspending themselves, they can now use material from the trash as part of the Digicross. So summoning a Male Birdramon back from the trash and combining it with the BT10 Greymon on the field for 7-4 3 cost, here comes another Metal Greymon. Once again on play it gains Rush while getting rid of the last 2 evolution cards from under Shadow Seraphi, leaving it with only Viximon, the level 2. Now it charges straight at security. And with BT10 Greymon's Infamous inheritable, on attack once per turn, if this Digimon is Blue Flare and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, it unsuspends. Check. Cody. On security, he is played for free, but with Shadow Seraphi's inheritable kicking in, Metal Greymon is now de-digivolved down into Greymon. But he has already unsuspended, and he still retains Rush, so he goes for a second swing. Check. It is another Blue Cordramon. Before the security battle, however, Shadow Seraphi de-digivolves Greymon down into Male Birdra. Both have 5k DP, so Male Birdra is taken out, but if on deletes, save. And Cordramon is played for free with a 2 draw. Despite Shadow Seraphi's persistent recovery and de-digivolution shenanigans, the Blue Flare and Twilight Coalition has fought them all the way down to tie at 1 memory each. However, their field is now exhausted, and their 1 remaining security is not going to be able to hold off the massive onslaught coming the next turn. But this is the moment that Twilight, or should I say Dark Knightmon, has been waiting for. After leaving all the dirty work to Kiriha and Blue Flare, the time has come for the Dark Knight to steal the show, dragging out an exhausted Metal Greymon to accompany him from the hand, Metal Greymon! Dark Knightmon. Digicross! The merciless knights will now ride upon the blazing dragon in order to become the cavalry of nightmare, Grey Knightsmon. His Digicross requirements are Blue Metal Greymon X Dark Knightmon, so if 2 materials, 12 minus 4, 8 cost. That might be a little expensive, but on play, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. The target chosen is Shadow Seraphi. He reverts back to the little Viximon, which cannot remain on the field. Then, all of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. And with that, turn over. Active, draw, hatching, Viximon with 2 Cody's memory plus 2 to 8. But even with all that memory, the Shadow Seraphi army cannot attack. They technically do have enough memory to evolve 2 of their Digimon to level 5 in order to get over Grey Knight's wall. However, Grey Knight has EX4 Dark Knightmon in his Inheritable. During the opponent's turn once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks, if this Digimon is Grey Knightsmon, you may switch the target of the attack to this Digimon. So Shadow Seraphi currently has no way to break through and win this turn. And although they could clear Grey Knight's field with something like Heaven's Judgments, the problem is Grey Knight's All Turns effect. When this Digimon would be deleted or returned to its owner's hand or deck, you may play 1 Metal Greymon and 1 Dark Knightmon from this Digimon's evolution cards at no cost. So ultimately, they wouldn't be able to get rid of the threat that is Grey Knights, and pouring 7 costs just to eliminate male Bertramon isn't very worth it either. Well, before anything else, Viximon will evolve into another Renamon. Now for 1 cost, they will play Tactical Retreat in order to recover 1 Cordramon from their field, suspending Kari to regain that 1 memory, and for 1 cost, here comes a second Tactical Retreat. So if they've just healed 2 for only 1 memory. Now for 2 cost, the Renamon on the field will evolve into Yokomon. On evolve, one of your Digimon in play gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. The target is Yokomon itself. For another 2 cost, the Renamon in the raising area will evolve into Yoko as well. And now, from 3, for 6 cost, they will play Reinforced Memory Boost, revealing the top 2 cards of their deck. 1 and 2. Wow. They are going to add another blue Cordramon on top of their security face down, while adding Omnimon Ultra B to the hand. With Viximon's Inheritable, that's another draw. Not very important, but Renamon gives them 1 memory as well, and with that, turn over. At the start of the turn, Kiriha bumps the memory up to 3. Active, draw, and Gaussmon moves out, while Kiriha Nene bumped them up by 1 memory. Now Kiriha is not going to waste any time. By suspending himself and Nene, he will use a male Birdramon from their cross-loaders and BT10 Greymon from the trash as Digicross material. And for 3 cost, here comes the Blazing Blue Tyrants, BT10 Metal Greymon. On play, this Digimon gains Rush for the turn. Then if Digicrossing, 3 of your opponent's Digimon with evolution cards less than or equal to this Digimon's evolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. With 2 Digicross materials, Metal Greymon has 2 evolution cards, and as a level 4, this Yokomon that went to great lengths to gain blocker only has 2 evolution cards as well. And now it can't attack or block until the end of its next turn. First, male Birdra attacks on 5k. We know what it is. A Cordra. On delete, save. On play, 2 draw. Now Gaussmon goes for security. 1 draw from Wanyamon. Check, but we know what it is again. Another Cordra. First resolving Gaussmon's on deletes from the hand, and EX4 male Birdramon is played suspended. On play, one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level gains on attack lose 2 memory until the end of your opponent's turn. The target is this Cordramon. Now this Cordramon is played. On play, 2 draw. Now Grey Knightsmon goes for security on its 12k DP with Metal Greymon's Inheritable. On attack, if this Digimon is Grey Knightsmon, one of your opponent's Digimon with 3 or less evolution cards can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. The target chosen is the freshly played Cordramon. So right now, this Cordra and this Yoko cannot attack the next turn. This one loses 2 memory when it attacks. Check! We know what it is. Another Cordramon. 2 draw. Now it all boils down to this. Metal Greymon goes for secure. It is jamming, and since the opponent currently has 2 or more Digimon in play, he unsuspends. Final security check for Shadow Seraphi, and it is a card with a security effect, but unfortunately, not one that will be able to stop the Blazing Blue Flare. Omnimon Zwart defeats on security, play this card without battling and without paying its memory cost. And with that, Metal Greymon goes for its second swing. Shadow Seraphimon has 1 blocker on the field, but it cannot block and no security remaining. It's a direct attack and the match is over. So the winner is the Blue Flare and Twilight Coalition, led by Grey Knightsmon. However, I'm not going to let this be the end of today's video, because I made this Shadow Seraphi deck to show you guys a really cool combo, and they would be able to do it if they had 1 more turn. So why don't we rewind time a bit and just imagine we go back to before Metal Greymon attacked. And let's say this last security card wasn't a Zwart Defeats, but instead was something like a Heaven's Judgment. So Metal Grey goes for its first swing, unsuspense, final security check for Shadow, and it is Heaven's Judgment. On security, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12k DP for the turn. The target is of course Metal Greymon, so he's deleted, but with material save too, he gets to at least split his materials between their tamers. But now Kiriha and Nene do not have enough memory remaining to push for game. So Dark Knightmon kind of needs to step up a bit with a Skull Knightmon from the hand and Skull Knightmon Mighty X mode, treating it as Deadly Xmon. The two will unite into EX4 Dark Knightmon. Since two materials were placed, 8 minus 4 cost. On play, one of your Digimon gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. The target chosen is of course this unsuspended Dark Knights. Then, if Digicrossing, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. The target chosen is this Yokomon, which reverts down into Rena. And with that, turn over, active, draw. The Yokomon in the raising area moves out, and with 2 Codys, memory plus 2. Now this is the current situation. This Renamon and this Cordramon can't attack. This Cordramon will lose 2 memory when it attacks, but still, Shadow Seraphi currently has 3 attackers. However, Grey Knights currently has 1 blocker, 1 redirector, and 1 security, so they can absorb those 3 attacks and survive this turn. But to that, Shadow Seraphi has this to say: Yokomon, Cordramon, DNA Digivolve. Into, of course, Shakomon for 0 cost, 1 draw. On evolve, recovery plus 1. Then when DNA Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the number of cards in your security stack to its owner's hand, but there are no level 1 Digimon in this game. And remember that a DNA Digivolve Digimon is treated as a completely new entity on the field, so even if the material Cordramon was not able to attack, this Shakomon can. I might need to make space by pushing him down a bit. Now if the recovery Kari is suspended to gain 1 memory, and then for 3 cost, Shako will evolve back into Seraphimon on evolve, recovery plus 1 from the deck. Then for 1 cost into Shadow Seraphi. Now, with the delay effect of reinforced memory boost, they gain back 3 memory to 5, and for 3 cost, since Shadow Seraphimon is part black, he can take his corruption even further and evolve into the Broken Enforcer Omnimon Zwart's Defeat. 1 draw, literally the last card in their deck. On evolve, delete one of your opponent's tamers. Kiriha is cut down, along with the Grey and Male Burdra in his cross load. And with that, for 2 cost, from a level 7 whose name contains Omnimon, the Broken Enforcer will become complete once more, unleashing its true power as Omnimon Alter B, unable to draw. On evolve, de-Digivolve 3-1 of your opponent's Digimon. The target is of course the redirector Grey Knightsmon, which turns into a Dark Knightmon, which can no longer redirect attacks. Then, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total play cost is 6 or less and delete them. The only available target is Male Burdramon. On delete, save. But with that, Alter B attacks. And on attack, by trashing up to 3 level 6 or higher cards from this Digimon's evolution cards. For each card trashed, delete one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers with the lowest play cost. And they have exactly 3. Defeats Shadow and Ordinary Seraphi. So first, the lowest play cost tamer, Kiriha and Nene, is slain, along with all the Digimon in their cross-loaders. Next, these 2 Dark Knights. On deletes, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 with Blue Flare or Twilight in its traits among them to your hand while trashing the rest 1 and 2. They choose Gaussmon, trashed, the same for this one, 1 and 2. They choose Metal Greymon, remaining is trash, but he is going to disappear as well. Then, if 3 cards were trashed, trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's security. Just a Gaussmon. And Omnimon Alter B is now in the middle of attacking, while the Twilight Blue Flare Coalition has no cards on the field and no security remain. Okay, I'm satisfied now. See you guys in the next Digimon video.